Well, today I'd like to talk about what is the hinge of our salvation. Hey,
You know exactly what you're doing. Why do you do that? Bow your head. Yep.
the keys of the kingdom were given to bind and loose. You know, when we talk about forgiveness of sin, what's called the hinge of salvation? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to give you a tour of where we'll have confessions tonight. Some of you may have seen this spot. You may have actually gone to confession in here. This is my confessional. There's a chair. You can walk in and out. The other side's a little dark. Check it out. It only lights up in here when you kneel down. This is old school. This is kind of cool. Now we're going to go to the other confessional. So the other one's set up a little differently. They must have remodeled it like in the 70s. So check this out. I got the door open so it can warm up. There's the priest chair. Here's the penitent chair's outside holding the door. Look at that little heater there. Isn't that nice? And this has got the same dark setup for the kneeling side too. Pretty cool. All right, so now we're gonna go to the third, what some people call Father Clem's confessional. So when he lived here, he used this one. It's different still. So we turn the door on the hinge and look at this. There's a place to kneel, or you can come in and take a seat. And if I were in here, I'd just be seated right here. So we have different options in this church. We have a variety of places that you can confess. It's a beautiful thing. So we honor today our Blessed Mother, who is spoken of in the Gospel. And she gave Jesus his flesh, of course. And when we talked about the hinge, you know what saints call the hinge of salvation? It's the flesh of Christ. His flesh is the hinge of salvation. Unless he suffered for us in the flesh, we would not be saved. But because he lived, died, and rose in the flesh, we have the path to communion with God forever. That reading today from the second reading, it talks about this. So someone read it from here earlier. They read it from here. So what did it say? Brothers and sisters, when Christ came into the world, he said, "Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but a body you prepared for me. In holocausts and sin offerings you took no delight," meaning bulls and rams and goats. "Then I said, as is written of me in the scroll, behold, I come to do your will, O God." And so Jesus did his Father's will in the flesh, and thus opened the way to salvation. The hinge of salvation was his flesh. But when you repent, things turn out okay, and all will be well.